When I saw this headline, I kind of laughed and I said, oh, this is so ridiculous. Yet another person claiming it's racist to have a white Santa, you know? And by the way, for all you kids watching at home, Santa just is white, but this person is just arguing that maybe we should also have a black Santa. Just because it makes you feel uncomfortable doesn't mean it has to change. You know, I mean, Jesus was a white man too, but you know, it's like, he was a historical figure. I mean, that's a verifiable fact, as is Santa. I just want the kids watching to know that.
Sorry about that. Poor people, everybody's kind of laughing here. I want to bring in now Jamel Bowie. He is a staff writer at the Daily Beast, and then the co-editor of CNN's Belief blog, Eric Maripodi. I'm laughing. Listen, I put this online, guys, and I said, what color is Jesus, what color is Santa Claus? And everyone's like going crazy. What color are you? What's wrong with you? I can't believe I'm discussing this either, but that is the most responses I think I've gotten in a year on social media is when I put that question up. And when I posted something last week about someone who looked like Jesus selling Christmas trees, the internet went crazy. So Jamel, in an article that you wrote, you said that Kelly thinks that the idea of a racially inclusive Santa Claus is utterly ridiculous and that she's wrong. Why is she wrong? Explain that.
I think she's wrong because there's already racially inclusive Santa Clauses. I grew up with a black Santa Claus. All of our Santas were black, all of our Mrs. Clauses were black. Like this, not every family has a white Santa, and I think that's perfectly fine. And I think Aisha Harris's idea that since there are so many different kinds of Americans, that maybe we should simply take race out of the question altogether isn't a bad one at all. I think if we're trying to err on the side of inclusivity, then definitely Penguin Santa makes sense. But to get outraged at the idea that there are non-white Santas is ridiculous, because I guarantee you right now that if you were to walk into the home of an African-American person, almost anywhere in the country, you would find a black Santa Claus and black angels and a black Jesus.
Well, I think you would find a black Santa Claus in every black home because Santa Claus is black in black homes and Santa Claus is white in white homes. Santa Claus is Mexican in Mexican homes. So let me just tell you, Santa Claus to me is a black man. Now listen, Eric, I want to ask you this. I was with her. I understood what she meant in the beginning. I think what she meant. I don't want to put words in her mouth because I've been misquoted about things or people have misinterpreted things. If you look at the depiction of Santa Claus, the popular representation of Santa Claus, if you look at Kris Kringle, then it is a white depiction. I understand that. But there are many who question the authenticity, shall we say, of Santa Claus and Jesus. Where she lost me was a Jesus thing. What do theologians say about the color of Jesus' skin?
Well, when we look at Jesus as a historical figure, you're talking about somebody from the 1st century who lived in the Middle East. So in all likelihood, he would have had an olive complexion. We don't really know. What we do know is how artists have depicted him over the years. And like you said, just like with Santa Claus, oftentimes cultures will, it's almost a mirror of who's doing the depiction as to what Jesus turns out. When you go to Jamaica, you see a Jamaican Jesus. When you go to countries in Asia, you'll often see an Asian-looking Jesus. And here in the United States and in North America and Europe, you see a very white-looking Jesus.
I want to say that to Eric and Jamel. When you mentioned Jamel and Santa Claus in black families, I mean, you're talking about ornaments and pictures, but not in every black family's home that I went to as a kid that they have black Santas or black Jesus. There were some white Jesuses hanging up on the wall in black homes. As I was researching this, I was researching Santa Claus even in Africa. The traditional American depiction of Santa stands even in countries that are black. So isn't it kind of up to people to decide what their Santa and what their Jesus looks like, Jamel?
You know, I think that's absolutely right. I think what your Santa, what your Jesus looks like is up to you. It's whatever you feel most comfortable with. I would agree that when you're talking about the historical Jesus, and Kelly during her segment, she took a moment to say that, we have historical evidence of what Jesus looked like. Yeah, he was an olive-skinned man because he was from 1st century Palestine. He likely had close-cropped dark hair and dark eyes and looked like his peers and contemporaries. And so on that, Kelly is definitely just incorrect. She's misinformed.
Anyone who has studied the Bible and anyone who knows about the heritage or the roots of Jesus knows that he was a dark-skinned person and probably wasn't a white man. It's not probably was. He wasn't a white man. He was a darker persuasion.
Yeah, he certainly didn't come from
Jewish, right?
He didn't come from Europe. He didn't come from North America. That's just not where he came from. So Jesus isn't white, and saying that is just wrong.
Okay,
with all due respect to Ms. Kelly.